Well, ladies and gentlemen, the news of my death has been greatly exaggerated to cop a phrase from Mark Twain. Obviously, I've been on a YouTube timeout, but here I am back again, live on YouTube. We're also simulcasting live on Twitter, and we are also live on Facebook. At least there is a link that you can go to on Facebook and click, and you can get this video live on Facebook as well. So here we are back and better than ever. And I did not, Heidi says, is this for real? Yes, it is for real. And they say that you can't keep a good man down. I don't know about that, but I'm proof positive that you can't keep a crazy man down, because here I am back, and we are better than ever. And that's not really arrogant, because I'm not better now than I was before I left. If I'm not better now than I was before I left, then I wouldn't be that good, would I? Thank you, Heidi. So glad to see you back. And I appreciate all of you being here. And somebody said, why aren't you doing any shows with Heidi? Well, I haven't been able to do any live shows, and Heidi's way too busy to do shows that aren't live. I can totally understand that. She didn't tell me that. I just presume that. And we are saying hello to everybody over on Twitter. And I want to tell you something, folks, that even during this hiatus from YouTube, I picked up over 1,000 subscribers. And I want to say to the folks on Twitter, thank you very much, because I think most of you probably are from Twitter. And we still have 115,000 followers on Twitter, just about 11,000 here. So I encourage you, if you're watching this on Twitter, to go over to the YouTube channel, Jeff Daugherty Show, because you can actually see, and I'm talking to people on Twitter, you can actually see the visuals that I'm providing. And we're providing some good visuals today, because we're talking about meteors are not Bible prophecy. Meteors are they're kind of vogue right now. A lot of talk about meteors, a lot of talk about, strange objects in the sky. And everybody's talking about how meteors are Bible prophecy. This could be the fulfillment of Bible prophecy. Are all these meteors showing us that Bible prophecy is being fulfilled? No, they're not. Meteors have nothing in the world to do with Bible prophecy. And I'm going to use Bible prophecy to show you that that is, in fact, the case. The one that everybody wants to talk about is in Matthew 24. And let's talk about Matthew 24 right now. And mine is covered a little bit with my other camera broadcasting on Twitter. So I might have to, if you see me looking funny, I'm trying to look around arms of a grippy little tripod that goes onto my computer screen. So the verses that we really want to focus on is Matthew 24:29. It says, immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be dark and moon will not give her light. And let's focus in on the stars shall fall from the heavens, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Then appears the Son of Man, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Jeff, why are you being so flippant with what is clearly Bible prophecy? Well, what this is what I think is dung. It's not really written by the true biblical writers, but let's pretend for a minute that it was. Okay? And it actually was in some sense, but not in the sense that people think it is today, and I'm going to show you why right now. So the stars shall fall from heaven. Well, Jeff, stars are falling from heaven. I know they're speaking metaphorically. They're meteors, but they're falling from heaven. They're clearly falling from heaven. This is clearly Bible prophecy. Why do you say it's not Bible prophecy? Why do you say this isn't exactly what's happening in our day? Because it says right there after this, the Son of Man's going to appear in heaven. Angels are going to come. They're going to gather the elect. Can't you see that that's about to happen? Can't you see we're in the times of Bible prophecy? No, we're not. Well, Jeff, why not? Because it's called Bible study. It's called a text without a context is a pretext. It's called check the sources. It's called check the parallel passages. Well, what's a parallel passage? Well, if you go up here to Matthew 24, you see we're talking about Matthew 24. And then you also see in blue here, these are links on BibleHub.com. It talks about other scriptures that are talking about the very same thing. So instead of just deciding what we believe, why don't we take a look at some of the parallel passages and see what some of the parallel passages are saying? Let's find out, what is the tribulation? Well, Jeff, don't you know that the tribulation, thank you at Twitter, don't you know that the tribulation is the 7-year period coming, or 3.5-year period coming, when everybody's going to turn against the Christians and everybody's going to turn against America, and there's going to be chopping of heads and mark of the beast, rise of the Antichrist, rebuilt temple, red heifer. There's a word for that in the Greek. All of that, it's called baloney, BS, bogus. And I'm about to show you why right here. The tribulation, what did they say on Princess Bride? I do not think that word means what you think it means. This word does not mean what you think it means, at least in the application of this scripture. And I'm going to show you why. Let's look at this. Immediately after the tribulation of those days. Well, first of all, folks, remember this was written about 65 AD. And the writer, Matthew, saying that when they will say to you, when you will see, he's talking to people in AD 60s, and he's telling them, you will see this. Now, let me ask you something. If someone was alive in AD 60, this is now 2018, if you're telling me that these things are going to happen in 2018, 19, 20, 21, whatever, are you telling me that there's somebody that was alive in AD 60 that's here to see these things? What? Well, then Matthew is a liar, because Matthew says, you will see. They will say to you. Read Matthew 24. It's all over. When you see, when they say to you. He's giving instruction for people that saw this stuff happen. I'll give you a little hint. They saw it happen in AD 70. But let's also go to, that's just called logic. I know some of you don't like logic in your religion. I know some of you don't like rationale in your religion. I know some of you don't like facts to get in the way of your religious convictions. And for those of you, you're not going to like me very much, because I love throwing monkey wrenches into your religious constructions. I love pointing out facts that mess up the neat little package that you've created for yourself. And if you've already got your mind made up, you may not like me, because I'm still going to try to confuse you with the facts. Mark Twain said it's easier to fool somebody than it is to convince them that they've been fooled. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop trying, because I'm just that kind of guy. And I got to tell you, I kind of enjoy it. So somebody that was alive in AD 60 saw this stuff. Somebody that was alive in AD 70 saw this stuff, or Matthew is a liar. Point number one. Meteors are not Bible prophecy. That's what we're talking about. Let's look at Mark 13. Mark 13, 24 through 27. After that tribulation, sun darken, moon not give light, stars of the heaven fall. After that tribulation, well, what tribulation is it? What tribulation is it? Mark says you'll see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing where it ought not. Then let them which are in Judea get the hell out and go to the mountains. So Mark says those of you in AD 70, let's say, will see the abomination of desolation. How many people that were alive in AD 70 are alive in 2018? Let me give you a hint. It's a single-digit number, and it's round. 0. So Mark says, when you see the abomination of desolation standing where it shouldn't be, get the hell out of Dodge, go to the mountains. Why? Because there's going to be tribulation like you've never seen before. That's when the stars are going to fall from the heavens. We just read that in Mark. We just read that in Matthew. So what is this abomination of desolation? It's tying it to the abomination of desolation. Well, let's look at Luke. What does Luke have to say? Luke. And when you see Jerusalem surrounded with armies, winner, winner, Twitter, chicken dinner. We've got a winner. Show them what they've won. When you see Jerusalem surrounded with armies, know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Oh my goodness, Jeff, is it that easy? When you see Jerusalem surrounded with armies, know that the desolation is near. When you see the abomination of desolation standing where it shouldn't, oh my goodness. Mark is talking about what Luke talked about, which is Jerusalem surrounded by armies. And when you see Jerusalem surrounded with armies, which happened in AD 70, boys and girls, it happened in AD 70, and after it was surrounded by armies, guess what? Signs in the sun and the moon and in the stars, heavens shaken, stars falling. Let's go back to Mark. Stars falling from the skies. Stars of heaven shall fall. Let's go back to Matthew. The stars shall fall from heaven. I just have one question. I almost yelled it, but I'm still fighting this throat. How do you like me now? That's why I love this stuff, because you've been fooled by these idiots like L.A. Marzulli and Scott Clark, and I'm willing to debate either or both of them, but they do not have the testicular fortitude. Perhaps they need to go on Jay Campbell's channel and learn about testosterone optimization therapy. That way, maybe they would have enough guts to actually debate me and talk about these things, but I doubt it. The tribulation is talking about the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70. So at that time, meteors might have been a part of it. But if there are meteors falling from the skies today, they have nothing to do with the tribulation of those days talked about in Matthew 24. Well, Jeff, how come everybody believes it? Well, let me show you why everybody believes it. This dude right here, Francisco Ribera, in 1585, wrote a book called, it was written in Latin, so I won't bore you with the Latin pronunciation, but it was called the Commentary on Revelation and the Apocalypse. And he's the one, for the first time in 1570, which is the 16th century, for the first time talked about a rebuilt temple, for the first time talked about killing the witnesses, for the first time talked about a future tribulation, for the first time said anything about prophecy that didn't say that prophecy was over and that the Pope was Antichrist. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've been lied to. How does it feel? Ladies and gentlemen, you've been lied to. You've been cheated on. You have been sold a bill of goods. How does it feel? Meteors have nothing to do with Bible prophecy. And I've used Bible prophecy to show you. Now, I think these meteors have tremendous implications, but they're not implications to do with any direct Bible prophecy. Michelle Thompson says, cough. Ladies and gentlemen, meteors have nothing to do with Bible prophecy, at least as you've been told it. You have been cheated on, lied to, sold a bill of goods, ladies and gentlemen. Twitter, you've been lied to. YouTube, you've been lied to. I mean, Facebook, you've been lied to. YouTube, you've been lied to too. Lied to. Michelle says that never happens. Of course, we've been lied to. Of course, we have been sold a bill of goods. Of course, we've been sold a crap sandwich. That's all they make us. They make us crap sandwiches. Debbie Bailey says, what are you talking about? Do you always have to be a troublemaker? Somebody has to do it, Debbie. It's a tough job, but somebody has to do it. Okay, you've listened to me. I'm going to listen to you, and I'm going to give you a warning. We're going to get a little bit harder in the chat room because people have said to me, Jeff, I actually like the videos when there was no chat room because there weren't people talking about what they did last weekend and about their fingernail polish and about this or that. And it's easier for me to get questions to you when there's not a bunch of jibber jabber chit chat going on. So we're going to start insisting that your chat be on point with what's going on because there are people trying to ask important questions. And if you're talking about your hairdo, or mine for that matter, I'm only one guy and I miss questions. So let's go ahead, and you've listened to me. Let me listen to you and see what you're saying in the chat room and answer questions if I can. Thanks so much. I'm glad to be back, everyone. I appreciate you very much. Beirut, Lebanon. Thanks. Great to see you again, Katha. Glad to see you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Behind every cloud is a silver lining. Yes, we are engaging our great Twitter and Facebook audience as well. Africa, nice to see you, Antoinette. I don't know that I've seen you before. Nice to have you visiting us from Namibia, Africa. It is great to be back live. Good to see you, bro. Thank you. Oh, my goodness, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tricia. Don't know what you've got until it's gone. Thank you so much. Did anybody ask a question, or is everybody just being really nice? I appreciate this very much. What does the interlinear say for the word star? That's a good question. What does the interlinear say for the word star? Let's say Matthew 24:29. See, that's a good question. And since Heidi's not talking about her hairdo, Heidi never did. I saw that answer. I saw that question, and now I'll give it an answer. 24:29. What did the word star say in the interlinear? And the stars. Let me show you. I'll share it with you. And the stars shall fall from heaven. The asteres, a star, strewn over the sky, comets, planets, the base of stronumi. What does base of stronumi mean? I spread, I make a bed. It means any heavenly luminaries is really what it means. Anything of the bed of stars, so to speak, that are spread over our heads, anything of that nature that's falling would be in line with the biblical definition in that scripture of stars. Great question, Tanhawk Group. I need to get back with you. I know it's been a while. My multitask skills are impressive. Thank you. I appreciate that, Michelle. Tribulation is getting hit with tribbles. Live long and prosper. Oh, that's funny. That's a great Star Trek reference. Heather Cooper gave a wave. Perfect. I'm hiding in the bathroom for a minute. Nice. Back and bigger than ever. No, actually going the other way, but that's funny. All right. Jerusalem restored in 70 years. Just happened again. It's not restored. Give me a break. Has nothing to do with Bible prophecy. Boom. Thank you, Michelle. Mike, drop. I got my rods. Boom. They blew me away. Great mother of dragons. Elia Marzulli has no testicles. He might have some. They're just kind of empty and shrivelly. Did I say that out loud? Oh, my goodness. What are you talking about? Do you always have to be a troublemaker? Somebody has to tell you the truth. Somebody has to tell you the truth. Jeff, your face is looking skinny. I guess that's good, right? Sorry, I lost you. I lost the track. Let me go back. There it is. Face is looking skinny. Thank you. But they just love us. Can we talk about how thin you look? Debbie was talking. Think simply, not you. Jeff, gotcha. Jeff, do you pray? I don't pray. I pray to my higher self. I appeal to my higher self. I don't pray. I have chosen to keep my crown chakra open. I've closed the rest of them. Explain the red and black background. See, here's another. I'm going to say it one time. We're going to move past it. I like red and black. They're for sound, and they're different. And I am an Illuminati shapeshifter reptilian. That too. People are just happy you're back. Thank you. If entities feed on us, can we feed on them? We probably could, but why would you want to eat fast food? What is direct translation for tribulation? Ah, I love that. See, real questions. What is the direct translation for tribulation from Matthew 24? What is the direct translation for tribulation? I love it. I love it. It's fantastic. You ever seen Nacho Libre? If you haven't, you should. Matthew 24. What is the direct translation for tribulation? I think it's trouble, but let's see. Immediately after the tribulation, 29. So let's go up here to the interlinear. Verse 29, we're going to look up tribulation. Tribulation, immediately after the tribulation. The word is tribulation, persecution, affliction, distress, tribulation, pressure, narrow place, being hemmed in, exactly like a city being surrounded, which Jerusalem was. And that's exactly what it's talking about. External pressure exerted by circumstances. That's the contrast. This one means carries a challenge of coping with the internal pressure of a tribulation, especially when there's a feeling of no way of escape. That's so fascinating. Michelle, I'm glad you brought that up because Jerusalem was surrounded. And let me tell you a little story. Jerusalem is surrounded. The Roman army has surrounded Jerusalem, but it's Passover time. And every Jewish person, hello, Twitter, nice to see you still here. Hello, Facebook, every Jewish person was required to go to Jerusalem during Passover. So here's these hundreds of thousands of people. Jerusalem, usually about 100,000-ish, maybe a little less. During Passover, it would be over 1 million, probably closer to 2 million. So all these people are lined up trying to get in to Jerusalem, but it's surrounded by the Roman army. In what seemed like a great act of benevolence, Titus parted the ranks of the Roman army and allowed the Jewish travelers to go into the city of Jerusalem and to celebrate the Passover. What a nice guy. He loved them so much. He really loved them. He really cared about them. He let them go into Jerusalem to celebrate Passover, a city that usually has 100,000-ish people. Now it's got almost 2 million. And then he shut the gates and he did not let them out. They were under siege for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And if you look at the exact meaning of that word, and thank you so much, Michelle, life coach, we're having a show either tonight or tomorrow, and now it can be live. It says, carries the challenges with coping with the internal pressure of a tribulation. A city that usually has 100,000 now has 2 million in it. Do you think there's some internal pressure of tribulation? Do you think that there's a special feeling where there's no escape? Do you think they're hemmed in? Ladies and gentlemen, that goes to show you how good the word is when you find diamond and not dung. That goes to show you, quite frankly, how good I am, your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower, showing you these things that you've never seen for years and years and years. That's why you listen. That's why we're here. That's why I do what I do. And that's why you're doing what you're doing, taking time out of your important, busy schedules to listen to this. That's exactly what they were talking about, the tribulation within the city of Jerusalem as it was besieged by the Roman army. Great question, Michelle Thompson, life coach. Oh, man, I lost it again. Doggone it. It skips on me. It skips on me. Please check comments, urgently help. Yeah. What do you think about Ecclesiastes? That's another show. I see 7 stars rise from the south. Great. Got our rods. Perfect. You're back. No need. Yep. It's coming. It's coming. Jeff, you're back. Thank you very much. Why are there so many definitions for Elohim? There's really not so many definitions for Elohim. Another great question. Let me just show you. Why are there so many definitions for Elohim? And I'm not trying to make you sound stupid. It's people that try to make you believe that there's so many definitions for Elohim. Let me show you something. We're going to go to Genesis chapter 1 and verse number 1. In the beginning, God, the Elohim. What's the definition for Elohim? What is the definition for Elohim? Plural in number, rulers, judges, divine ones, gods or goddesses, godlike ones. So there really isn't a bunch of definitions. It's gods and goddesses, gods, goddesses, male and female, more than one. That's the definition of Elohim. The definition. It's just like the definition of red. It's got one word, one definition, basically. Hello, Violet Flame. Nice to see you. So there's not many definitions of Elohim. There's a lot of confusion about the definitions of Elohim because there's a lot of people that want to trick you and lie to you and cheat you and rob you of your heritage as a child of the Elohim. What else did we get asked? There's some great questions here today. The beginning of knowledge is the fear of the Lord. Bull, beep. That's garbage. I'm not afraid of the Lord. The Lord's a baby. The Lord is a rock-throwing brat. The Lord is a failed, fallen, flawed God. The beginning of knowledge is not being afraid of that little baby, sissy boy, fallen, flawed man behind the curtain. Phony. Rooney, it is not meaty time. Go away. This guy is a fraud, pushing a spinning ball. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, really? And this guy is gone. I think he was suffering from JD withdrawal. Thank you. Glad to have you back. And that, I think, brings us to the end of the questions, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us back to the questions, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I am blind. Oh, this is so much fun. I love it. I love it. You're not much of a cowboy unless you're taking a few arrows. So there you go. Hey, Rooney, come here. Everybody says they missed you. Come here. Come here. Yeah, everybody wants to see you. Here he is, the official mascot of NCK and the Jeffrey Daugherty Show, Rooney Tooney. How's he looking? Has he lost some weight too? He's a good boy. He's a baby kitten. He's a sweet Rooney. And we will get to you when it's time to get to you, mister. Say hello to everyone. They love you. They think you're cute. You're the star of the show. All right. Go on, read some books. I think he does know the meaning of Medes, absolutely. What do you think about Jerusalem being an Anunnaki landing site? I don't know about that. And I tried to be nice, but we're just going to say bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you for watching on Twitter. Thank you for watching on Facebook. Thank you for watching on YouTube. And please go to the YouTube channel so you can see me break down these scriptures for you. Know that there's nothing up my sleeves, and we're not trying to pull the wool over your face or your eyes. We're giving you the straight scoop. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower. I'm here to help you guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru. I'm here to encourage you to ask questions and question answers. And I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, to help encourage you to stay fearless, my friends. And for our YouTube audience, I say, I salute you and unindoctrinate yourself.